Hey guys, what's up? You should be able to hear me, eh? I hope so. Welcome to the weekly sip. I haven't even had like a preliminary sip of the coffee, and it's so cold, and this coffee is so warm. That was good. I am a little bit late. I'm sorry. I think we're all used to it by now, though. I need to go and, in fact, ping Discord about this, because I haven't told anyone this was happening yet. Do a stream with Total Biscuit! Sure, we'll dig him up. It is too bad that he died, though. Even though I disagree with him, like, quite literally on everything, you know? What game are you playing, Mark Knife? I've been playing Darkwood recently with the few little bits of free time that I have. Because Darkwood is a game that I want to play on Game Boomers, but I'm honestly fucking terrible at it, and I want to get good before I play it on stream again. Listen, coffee. If coffee is not an erotic situation, then what else? What else is it? Suicide stream. Yeah, guys, you know what I'll do? I'll strap a GoPro to my brain, okay, and then I'll commit suicide, and so you guys can see what the afterlife is like. Man, Total Biscuit. Blast from the past. Do you like how, not to, really dig up old news, but, man, you like how his wife basically killed him? Like, not necessarily murder, she committed euthanasia. And then she only admitted it, like, later. She admitted it later when she was, in South Korea and couldn't be charged for it. Feeling what's going on in Winnipeg? No, man. Have I seen Death Stranding? Airborne Osborne. I've been streaming Death Stranding on Game Boomers a few times now. It's not a bad game. Here, let me at everyone. The weekly sip. Let me just get everyone in here. So I'm barely awake. I kind of am. Man, I woke up maybe an hour ago and I've been like collecting links and getting things ready ever since. I have been working quite hard recently. So, yeah. Before I move on to what I've been working on, Desert Hamster. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm actually in favor of euthanasia being legal. You know, if it's the end, and it's just going to be pain for the rest of the way out, you might as well. Especially if they ask for it, right? So it's like, okay, fine. I think that our laws on this are a bit behind the times when it comes to that. If you can make it painless, and the person asks for it, it should be legal. But at the same time, it wasn't legal, and she admitted to doing it on social media, and it's like, you probably should have just you probably should have just took that one to the grave, man. Like, come on. One of my friends is saying, "What's wrong with limited run games?" Damn it! I did a video on it. The law doesn't stop people, but if you commit a crime, and it's like a major crime, because euthanasia is still a major crime, just shut the fuck up about it. You don't gotta brag about it later on social media. Like, Christ. See, yeah, Azure Archangel, I remember that. I remember, I understand that point of view. There's always hope even in the end. Yeah, like sometimes, even if you're not going to recover, there's still value in something happening that will help other people in those minutes. So it's like, fair enough. But still. Yeah, exactly. Euthanasia is right for abuse. Yeah. All right, I haven't put any of this on social media yet, so I'm going to do this real quick. Is everyone present sufficiently aware that Epstein didn't kill himself? Yeah, no shit. on. There's another friend of mine that I'm currently helping through something. It's personal, but I do like to talk to him when he messages. I won't do it after this, though. Anyway, so there's a few things that we can talk about, I think. First of all is that, yes, I was supposed to get out the Blizzard video yesterday, and yes, instead I did one of my thinking videos. I did the video on Nietzsche and the UBI. It's because I was working on the Blizzard video and I couldn't get that topic out of my head. I was like, okay, very clearly I need to make a video about this. What I've been doing is, like, whenever I can't not think of a topic, I just do a video on it. So at least I get something productive out of it, right? That's kind of the plan. Is that, oh, you know, today I'm really, really, really thinking about, you know, I can't stop thinking about whatever topic it happens to be. I'll do a video on it. So then at least you guys can at least get my thoughts on it. Even if it's, like, not really a researched video. Like, my 10-minute videos have been somewhat researched. My thinking videos are just my own thoughts. There's no real research put into those at all. It's just me, me thinking about what's going on. Thanks, Archangel. That was a few weeks ago, but yes, I am very well. So how have you guys how did you guys enjoy this week's videos? You have any complaints? You have any favorites? Yeah, the Nietzsche video is currently getting gangbanged by Yang Gangers. That's true. Jesus Christ, culture. Okay, let me grab a few. Oh, first of all, usually I wait for the monthly community night to show fan art. I'm gonna show this one though, if you don't mind. Thanks, guys. That is the new art of the weekly sip. John Slazlowski's, $8. I like videos where it looks like you pooped a pile of books and are playing with it. The poop books. Yeah, those videos. Thanks. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Those are in fact the books that I'm talking about. Or the video that I'm talking about, rather. Limited Run Games was a good vid. See, I've actually bought a lot of things from Limited Run Games, man. And I'm like really sad about it. Like, shit, dude. They make such good content. Like because there's so many games that are going to be lost to time in like the next 25 years, but you'll have a cartridge of them, like a Switch cartridge or a disc or something. Oh, I definitely know Monster Girdle Encyclopedia. Hey, is that art showing up? I put it on screen, but I don't see it appearing in the... I don't see it appearing in the actual stream preview. What's going on, OBS? God damn it. What alternative is there to them? None, really, at the moment. Yeah. The art is here. Art is here. Okay, well, thanks for the 5, Minato. Well, I guess you can see it's supposed to be Patrick drinking. Anyway, here, I'll get rid of it anyway. Someone made that, and I always like when people do like stupid photoshops of me, or like other things meant to be me. So there's a few things I want to talk about before we get into the news, because I don't want to spend, 30 minutes on the pre-show. I'd rather cut the pre-show down to about between 15 and 20 minutes before we get to news. I think that is the way forward, in my opinion. But there's a few things that I want to announce quickly, since this is how it is. First of all, I'll bring up my ads, how to support the show, one-time donation at PayPal, monthly options through Patreon, Subscribestar, the YouTube membership button, which is the sub button, or my Twitch sub over on my gaming channel at Game Boomers with Amazon Prime. It's free. $5 a month gets you into the $5 club through any of those monthly options. $100 in one lump sum gets you into the $5 club for life. And the $5 club is including a Minecraft server, which is going up shortly. And by shortly, I mean hopefully within the next week or two. And also other community events that I do, like the monthly movie night, and etc., etc. Basically, I do want to have like a few game servers at some point. If there's enough money coming in, I'll put up a few game servers and we can play some games together. And of course, every $100 that you give, you can be on a Game Boomers stream or be part of a Dumping with Scrump episode. Your choice. So, look at those savings. That's a great price. So anyway, a few things that happened. I meant to do the Blizzard video yesterday. I ended up doing the Nietzsche video because I was just thinking a lot about that. Additionally, I just said Nietzsche and Google. The Blizzard video is coming soon, and I plan to get it out on Monday. However, I actually got offered the chance to interview some people. And that might be happening Monday instead. So I might be doing some streams on Monday instead, where I interview a few people. One of them is a YouTuber who is a friend of mine, but is also much larger than me. And he's not part of like the Sargon bubble. He's not part of the skeptosphere or whatever you want to call it. He's from a different section of YouTube, and he and we talk in private a fair amount. But he wants to do some kind of collaboration with me. So I'm going to do some gaming videos with him. He's probably going to do some politics videos with me, because his channel isn't political. If he did a political video, he'd probably kill his channel. But I can't put that much in the way of my gaming content on SFO because I've been told by many of you guys, you're not here for my gaming content. You're here for the political content, and that's fine. Canadian Thanksgiving was back in October, man. It's not Total Biscuit. Jesus Christ. Dev will interview the Game Grumps. Medicare. None of them. PewDiePie. No one that big, but a friend of mine. And additionally, I also have a chance to interview the guy that, one of the guys, anyway, that got fucked over by Limited Run Games. And I think that I might take that option because he was very happy that I made a video about it. He was very happy that Jeremy, or the Quartering, made videos about it. And I think he wants to put some information out there. So if I can get him on an interview, I will do that as well. Yeah, fuck BreadTube, dude. Additionally, Scrump wants to record tomorrow. So I don't know what's going to be going on. Yep. Minato, $5. Anyone who isn't here for the gaming content is honestly missing out. Side note, been loving the morning streams. Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much, Minato. But secondly, it's interesting, there was a, during the live Dumping with Scrump last week, Scrump and I got into a kerfuffle on air over Game Boomers. He thinks that I shouldn't do it. I'm like, no, I want to stream games. Even if most of my audience doesn't want to watch it, there'll be some who do, and I get money out of it, and I enjoy doing it, so I'm gonna do it. And he's like, he and I have had that argument a few times, so it's not like it's a big deal. But there was 20 people who showed up to the gaming content later. They're like, we're here to see if Scrump was right or wrong, and so they stayed. And I'd say about 10% of them, they were like, yeah, Scrump's right. This isn't for me. Scrump was right about Game Boomers. I'm out. But most of them were like, this is actually really fun. So please consider watching, because as it turns out, 90% actually like it. Fukunt, you actually watch it though. Don't go in there doing all your propagandist. Hey Dev, how far are you in the new Pokemon games? I haven't played it since I last played it on Game Boomers, actually, on stream, Lamented Guide. But I'm not really enjoying them. I'm about to get to the first mine, which is not very far in the game. Game doomers over game boomers. Game bloomers, actually. Definitely keep streaming games. You earn income, engage your audience, and get to have fun. Fuck the haters. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Like, I'd say about 1/6 to 1/8 of my income comes from my Twitch channel right now. So I have to stream to maintain that income. And secondly, I really enjoy it. You know, I enjoy dressing up in the costumes and like playing the games on the couch. It's a lot of fun. Would Naomi let Dev hang out with Honeypot like Anita? Anita. Yeah, I understand, Istra. You know? Like listening to streams rather than watching them. Yeah, fair enough. H game streams. As soon as Twitch allows it, actually, I could probably do like 8. Does Pornhub have streaming? Because I could do H game streams on Pornhub. I like game boomers. I just get tired of it and want to go play video games myself after 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, fair enough. Like, I think a lot of people watch it while they do their own gaming, and that's fine. You know, whenever I used to watch old Game Grumps, that's how I would do it. I would do it in the background. Anyway, we are at 17 minutes of pre-show, so maybe we should actually get to some things, I think. Do you feel like we should get to some things? You've got a perfect body type for the Mario costume. Dude, like, I've actually gained a bit of weight, and I don't think I can fit into the Mario costume anymore. Like, I tried, and it's quite tight. I need to lose weight. I'm too fat. God damn it. Like that's one of the reasons why Naomi and I haven't continued our playthrough of Mario Sunshine, or Dave and I haven't continued our playthrough of Luigi's Mansion 3, because I'm just like, I can't fit into my Mario costume. Oh yeah, Community Night. That's going to be happening on December 1st. The November Community Night happens on December 1st, and I'll probably postpone the weekly sip by a day, because unless I can do both of them on the same day, I guess, you know. Too thick for Mario. Yeah, that's me. Okay, hold on. Let me collect some links, and we will check this out. I'm getting the news up right now. I think that's all the things that I have to announce. The interviews. Oh yeah, I guess for those of you, Sargon didn't kill the vampire campaign. Uzlu killed it this time. It should be up next week. So, like, I guess, the next thing to announce, now that I'm thinking about it, is it. Oh, fuck off, Dragonfat, you're banned. Okay, so regarding, next week's streams, tomorrow's going to be Winged Hussar's game. He paid the reward tier to do a stream with us, so we're going to do that tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday will probably be Catherine Full Body and Jedi Fallen Order for our games this week. And then we'll do some more later. For every $100 we donate to Debbie, you have to run a kilometer. Maybe when the snow leaves, I'll do that. Okay. $5 from Voxy. Recently I've been playing a game called Bug Fables. A level of Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. Oh, I love 1,000 Year Door, dude. I've never heard of Bug Fables, though. I gotta look that up. Yes. Bug Fables? Oh, man, that looks awesome! Guys. Maybe just because I'm like a Nintendo cuck. That's just kind of how it is. Let me pull Bug Fables up here. Look at this. Yeah, it's Paper Mario, but bugs. I have not heard about the red flag gun grab in New York. Send me links of that on Discord if you have it. I have not played Jedi Academy or Jedi Outcast. I have played Rogue Squadron, though. Playing Valkyria Chronicles 4. I still haven't gotten through Valkyria Chronicles 1. Playing Darkwood soon on Game Grumps. I've been playing Darkwood off the stream, because I want to get good at it before I play it on stream. This looks awesome, man. This game looks neat. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of that. Too many games for me to play. My backlog is in the hundreds, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just I'm doing one last look over of these links to make sure that they're all things that I really want to talk about today. And I think they are. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Devo has joined Game Grumps. I wouldn't. I might join Game Grumps just to fuck with them. Fuck off, Mizra. God damn it. Naomi's been playing with some Darkwood off stream. Okay, that's actually bringing the news. You know, it's been 22 minutes. That's my upper limit of how long I want the pre-show to go. So let's get to it, guys, if you don't mind. Come on, hold on. There we go. Okay. First thing that we should talk about. This is Elizabeth Warren's election shop. She's selling billionaire tears mugs. In November, ooh, there's some detail on that. Oh, just Navy. Okay. In November 2019, billionaire and former Goldman Sachs executive Leon Cooperman was brought to tears on live television while discussing the prospect that a President Elizabeth Warren might require him to pay his fair share in taxes. Savor a warm, slightly salty beverage of your choice in this union-made mug as you contemplate all the good a wealth tax could do. Universal childcare, student debt cancellation, universal free college, and more. $25 for a coffee mug. Yeah. Even like the novelty mugs that I picked up were only like 15, 20. Wait, is there a Dissenter browser now, Observer? I didn't know that. Only Plays is better than Game Grumps? Yes, it is. Also, wait, hold on. Fukant, I copied the Game Grumps format. How? The Game Grumps don't have like a full couch cam, nor do they do cosplay on their show. Yeah, Game Grumps used to be great when JonTron was on it. But here's why I'm talking about this though. This isn't as meme worthy as Jeb Bush's Guac Bowl from last election. But here's why I'm talking about it. Let me see here. Yeah, the official Elizabeth Warren shop, powered by Shopify. Okay, so a billionaire tears mug sold by Shopify. Here's the CEO of Shopify, Tobias Lutke or whatever. He's Canadian. His net worth is $2.8 billion. So, billionaires selling you billionaire tears mugs. This is what we're doing here. Buy your billionaire tears mugs from the billionaires. They will fuck you every single way that they can. So, let's continue. Oh, let's talk about Bolivia. Okay. This person here, Zay Squirrel, I follow them, but they are like a hyper leftist. Like they are like worldwide communist revolution now, liberalism is evil, etc., etc. Some hopeful news out of Bolivia over the past few days. Indigenous folks and their allies have successfully undertaken a blockade of the capital La Paz, the home base of the racist, genocidal, Christian fascist military coup regime. I wonder if we could actually take a look at this, eh? I wonder if this is from Al Jazeera, which, and like Al Jazeera actually sorry. Al Jazeera does good reporting unless they're talking about Islam, then they do terrible reporting. But otherwise they do pretty good reporting. So let's see if we can get some audio on this. Hold on. Bolivia sounds like a disease, because it is. Jesus. Here, let's listen to this shit.
Violent scenes once again in the city of El Alto. Hundreds of members of the security forces headed to the Sencata gas plant on Tuesday. Supporters of Evo Morales were blocking it to prevent gas from reaching the capital, La Paz. Several people were killed and many others injured when security forces cleared the way.
Jesus.
They are killing our Bolivian brothers. We want freedom. We want a president with our blood. We will fight for it with our lives.
There are roadblocks in many parts of Bolivia, and the streets leading to the capital, La Paz, are no exception. Protesters say Bolivia's democracy is under threat. But protests like this one are preventing gas, diesel, and some food items from reaching the city.
Those gold teeth.
People here say that they want to repeat what indigenous leader Tupac Katari did when he shut down all accesses to the capital, La Paz. Well, they're saying that they want to do exactly the same right now to force the resignation of interim president Jeanine Áñez.
Tupac Katari's objective in 1781 was to isolate La Paz in the fight for independence from Spain. He was later killed. Placing La Paz under siege was a tactic also used in more recent times. In 2003, then-President Gonzalo Sánchez de Lozada was also forced out of office after massive demonstrations that closed the capital.
All right, so it's hopeful news that the capital city of Bolivia has been blockaded by our communist brothers. All right, okay. And in fact, just to make sure that you guys all understand that this isn't a one-sided situation. Like I think I made it clear in my Bolivia video. I believe Bolivia right now to be actually fascist versus actually communist. There is no liberal side to that situation, and everyone's getting fucked. So the Twitter commies have a point when they say that this is definitely an American-backed coup, at least somewhat. Not like to an extreme extent, but a little bit. So like, let's check this out. Audios leaked from opposition leaders calling for a coup against Evo Morales. Okay. A series of 16 audios in which opposition leaders call for a coup against the newly re-elected president Evo Morales were leaked through various social media platforms. Now, there is a reason to call for a coup against him because he fucked with the law multiple times to let him keep becoming president. Like, his term limits were up. You know? Yeah. The thing is, Evo Morales, as commie as he was, he put the natives first, and now that he's gone, the non-natives are taking power. Exactly. So like there's no good side to this conflict. It's like evil people versus evil people. But anyway. In the audios filtered through social platforms, opposition leaders called to burn structures of the government party and to put together a general strike throughout the country and to attack the Cuban embassy. And then here's what's interesting. You get to the actual audio themselves. It's all in Spanish, so there's no real point in me playing it because I can't speak Spanish. I can't translate it. But here, like for example, audio 1. It illustrates the commitment of U.S. Senators Marco Rubio, Bob Menendez, and Ted Cruz in the coup plan in Bolivia. Oh, so there were 3 U.S. senators who were basically somehow supporting the coup against Evo Morales. A member of the Bolivian opposition, an alleged former military man, calls for an armed uprising. Okay. A member of the Bolivian opposition proposes to point out that the houses of supporters of the president's political party, to point out the houses of the supporters of the political party to instill fear in the population and influence them to support the coup. A member of the opposition raises the strategy to be followed by the opposition, establishing itself as a premise that invalidates the elections of October 20th, generates a military-civil uprising, and creates a national strike. In addition, he commented that there are active members of the National Armed Forces and the police that would support these actions. So yeah, like these are not good people, all right? The people who were deposing Evo Morales, even though he was a dictator in waiting, they're not good people. This isn't like a good. These aren't good people to replace them. Like nothing happening on either side is good right now. Participation of Manfred Reyes Villa, another member of the U.S.-based opposition, who has planned for a coup. Okay. The Brazilian government is mentioned. Anyway, there's a bunch of clips here, basically, and like a lot of people are implicated. All right. Then you Oh yeah, apparently there's also the Jubilee Foundation, the European Union, and the U.S. Embassy, as well as the Evangelical Church. Okay, everyone has their fingers in Bolivia at some point. All right, but let's check out the other side of things. All right. Here's Evo Morales eating chicken wings. Don't let food into the cities. This was after he fled to Mexico. Evo Morales caught on tape planning starvation in Bolivia. All right. The conservative government of Bolivia published an audio file on Wednesday, allegedly of a conversation between a socialist activist and former president Evo Morales, in which the latter ordered him to ensure that socialist rioters prevented food and basic goods from getting to the nation's cities. That was what this person was praising, by the way. These blockades here, that's what they were praising. Starving the cities out because they refused to go socialist. So this idea that like there's these socialist, these heroic socialist revolutionaries fighting the evil fascists. No, both sides are shit. Both sides are shit. No, there's no one's good here. All right. You know what? Bolivia's a shithole. Just straight up. And no one has even a semblance of what good governance is there. So yeah, apparently people he's just planning things from behind the scenes in Mexico, and he's saying, "Okay, we're gonna fuck with the country that I got kicked out of so I can come back." God damn it. Yeah. Ucra, who refers repeatedly to Morales as brother, tells Morales that the Coca leaders have organized 2 blockade points to prevent goods from entering, one that has attracted 4,500 people. You know what, brother? You don't have to have 4,500 people, Morales replies in the audio. Divide the union into 4 or 5 groups so it lasts longer. If you concentrate in one place, people give up. But if there are groups, they can take turns. We can hold up the blockade. Brother, don't let food into the cities. You will really blockade. When they expelled me from Congress in 2002, they did a blockade. And now they kick me out of Bolivia. There is a blockade. We will win. Like, this holding up this man as some kind of hero to the cause is a terrible injustice. Let's continue on. The 14 Pokemon I'd most like to fuck. Hard-hitting journalism coming out of VG 24/7. Pokemon are conceptually not very sexy. That's an assumption you might make. You might, but you'd be wrong. Pokemon fuck. They lay eggs, actually, as well. You know this if you're in the dark corners of the internet. Many Amon have been fan-illustrated in a variety of sordid scenes and poses, so clearly the appeal is there. Having a fair amount of experience in exploring my thirst for video game characters in my illustrious career, I took it upon myself to explain to you, dear reader, just why I consider some Pokemon so alluring. Wow. So there's like a whole bunch of Pokemon that look like real women, like Gardevoir or like Lopunny, you know. There are definitely Pokemon out there that look like girls. If this includes a bunch of random fucking animals, we know that we're talking about a furry. All right. Let's see. VG 24/7 use clickbait. At least you're being fucking honest. No young Pokemon. Let's not get weird or creepy about it. We're past that point, dude. Yeah. No Lucario, because there's tons of Lucario porn. There's shit tons of Lucario porn for some reason. All right. Let's see. Charizard. So you want to fuck a dragon, I guess? Thanks for the 10 MXs, Carlos. I appreciate it. I think are MXs like Mexican money? Thank you. Okay, so Charizard's on the list. Blastoise. Do you want to just like... Oh, it's because of squirting. Oh, I see. Blastoise is my new best squirting friend now. All right. Machoke? Okay, I can see this one. If you were a girl and you wanted to get railed by like a muscular dude, I can see this one. I could see this one. Incineroar, same with this one. If you wanted to get railed by like a muscular furry, okay, all right, I get it. Snorlax. I guess if you're into dad bods, maybe you want to fuck Snorlax, but he's literally just like a giant sleepy bear. If you don't want to fuck a Miltank, I don't know what's wrong with you. Mr. Mime. That's a creepy image, guy. Do you want to see this on top of you, thrusting down? Is that what you want, ladies? I mean, apparently Ash's mom wanted that in the cartoon show. Slaking. So we're gonna fuck sloths. Gonna fuck a sloth. Gothitelle. Okay, so here's one that we're actually approaching that like looks at least halfway human. You get like a, you know, the goth GF. Okay, I can see it. The first one that I can kind of see. Delphox. Okay, same thing. You get like a fire fox mage. Okay, all right. You know, I get it, even though I don't agree. Pangoro. It's just a giant panda that punches. Really? Like I think that this is like furry mixed with somebody who wants to fuck a JoJo character, I think. What would you even do with this one? Is this like the is this V's preferred Pokemon? Is this like the V for 4, guys? Lickitung. Okay. I understand. I get this one. If you're a girl, I get this one. Even if you're a guy, I get this one. Okay. And you keep hearing about girls who put peanut butter on their ragoos and then have their dog go to town. I understand. Kangaskhan. You know, I never found women with kids attractive. Like, ever. Oh, the Detective Pikachu. Not just any old Pikachu, but the Detective Pikachu. Okay, that's it. Dude, what a stupid fucking article. You know, I am happy for VG247 to go under. Actually, no, maybe not. You know, I kind of want, like, Kotaku and Polygon and VG247 to stick around just because their articles are so ridiculous. They give me something to do. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah. A studio executive wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman back in 1994. You know, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing a blackface Julia Roberts in a movie. This is so stupid. Back in 1994, a president of a studio sublabel said, "This is a great script. Let's get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman." Fortunately, there was a single black person in that studio meeting 25 years ago who told him Harriet Tubman was a black woman. When somebody pointed out that Julia Roberts couldn't be Harriet, the executive responded, "It was so long ago, no one is going to know the difference." Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Honk, honk. What do we got? Okay, so these are pictures from, I think it's The Outer Worlds. Let's see if you can notice what all the female characters in that game look like. Every single one. Let's see if you can tell what they might have in common. Okay? Let's see if you can tell that There might be something that links them all together in terms of their looks. This is quite literally just as bad as when every protagonist in a video game was like, the soldier looking short-haired or bald or shaved head white male, and everyone's like, why is it always them? Now it's all like butch lesbians. Like, what the fuck? We didn't need to go from one extreme to the other. We could have had something in between. They have daddy issues in common. All right. I got a vasectomy because of climate change. Getting one was by far the most powerful personal action I could take for our planet. Architect of Fate, any updates in the Wexit provinces moving south? I don't think Wexit's happening, man. I think it's like a pipe dream. Thanks for the $2, though. So anyway, there are many good reasons to get a vasectomy. There are many good reasons why a person might not want children. Climate change is probably the fucking dumbest one I've heard so far. I've always struggled to combine the idea of personal responsibility with the overwhelming need for human society to address the threat posed by climate change, since at least the 1970s. Corporations responsible for the vast majority of our carbon emissions have known about and done nothing to mitigate the harm they cause. Because they own politicians worldwide, there doesn't seem to be any will to take government-level action. But I'm supposed to turn off a light? What possible impact could that ever have? And why is this all on my shoulders and not theirs? When I got engaged, my fiancée, Virginia, and I started planning for the future. It wasn't just my dog Wiley and me against the world anymore. All of a sudden, I started thinking 10 to 20 years ahead. Children are an obvious thing to plan. With a sudden focus on responsible decision-making, it no longer made sense to leave hypothetical future offspring up to chance. When should we have them? What did our careers look like on that timeline? Who would be responsible for staying home? Couldn't we just have one of the dogs do that? Jesus Christ. We got engaged in June of 2018, a couple months before a wildfire destroyed an entire town in California, and another one wiped out sections of Malibu. Shortly after that, most of the Mississippi River Basin flooded, something that might be the new normal, virtually eliminating the future for industrial agriculture throughout the region that produces much of this nation's food. And of course, the whole Donald Trump thing has been going on. Is this a world we want to bring kids into? Is this a world it's responsible to bring kids into? Listen, despite all of our many problems that we have, and we have many problems, this is the best moment in human history, and things are only getting better. You fucking retard. There are many reasons not to want kids. This is not a good one. $5 from Mav Rocket. It's really unfortunate that the only good-looking female, Pavarti, in Outer Worlds is lesbian. Quite a turn-off for me. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, on the one hand, you don't need to be jacking off during every single game, so I don't really mind if I'm turned off by a video game. I'm not there to get turned on. But at the same time, people like consumers like attractive people in the media they consume, whether it's guys or girls, because we don't want to see average schlubs. We see that enough. He's not going to have kids, but his wife probably will. Virginia and I started talking about something we could do for ourselves and to make a meaningful impact on the bigger problem. We could just forgo the whole kid thing together. I mean, like, that actually will reduce your carbon footprint, you know? If you don't have kids, you can waste as much goddamn carbon as you like, and you will still waste less carbon than you and your kid would, even if you were being... Because, like, more people means more energy spent. That's obvious. Like, let's assume for a minute that everything that the carbon... The carbon screechers say is right. You know, we're dead in 10 years. Too much carbon in the atmosphere. We're just going to take even their most extreme views as truth, just for the sake of argument. Not having kids is probably the only way that gets fixed. The problem is, I don't think it's completely true. I think a much bigger problem is plastic in the ocean, not carbon in the air. And additionally, I think human ingenuity can solve both problems. I think we can get to a point where we transition to clean energy worldwide, and we burn a shit ton of carbon to get there because you have to spend energy to make new technology, and then we go back and we fix the planet later because we will have the capability of doing it. So Christ, man. $2 from Tepafray. The Darwin Awards in full swing. Yeah, basically. Thanks very much, man. And SRJ, thanks as well. $5. I fully support this man and those like him getting vasectomies. We need to waste more resources to make up for the kids they're not having. Fuck off, Dragon Fat. I'm going to forcibly impregnate you. Clip that. If my channel ever becomes like some kind of multi-million sub channel, I want there to be like a clip that resurfaces. It's like major YouTuber clip resurfaces of years ago where he says he threatens to forcibly impregnate a woman. Oh no! There are too many humans on this planet. You know, they keep saying that. But we're not even at our carrying capacity for food. You know, we produce enough food for more than 10 billion people. We just waste a lot of it. So, I don't know, man. I don't buy this anymore. I used to. I understand the argument, but I think there's better arguments now. So, we're not having kids. You got a vasectomy, etc., etc. Fair enough. This is... You're so... God damn it. Arctic of Fate. Hong Kong is fighting China around as the fires people rise up. Poland is never how to fix Europe. Abandoning Canada to help make the U.S. with the UCAS. Thanks, Arctic of Fate. I don't know what you mean by UCAS, but thanks for the 5. $2, all out of bubblegum. We just had a GoFundMe page for this. What, just to like vasectomize all of the cucks? Let's continue. Australia fires. Pregnant firefighter defends decision to fight fires. I have a feeling. 1, you may not be able to perform your duties if you're pregnant. 2, breathing in that smoke's probably not going to do very well for your baby. Just as like, without even having read this article, I'm just going to think that. And maybe that's just how it is. Anyway, a 23-year-old pregnant volunteer firefighter has fiercely defended her decision to fight dangerous bushfires that have swept across Australia. Kat Robinson Williams, who is 14 weeks pregnant, said she received many appeals from worried friends to stop. It prompted a powerful post from her on Instagram where she said she would not just stay behind. She's been volunteering for 11 years. I'm not the first pregnant firefighter, and I'm not going to be the last one. I'm still in a position where I'm able to help, so I will. All right, lady. Good enough. I don't care if you don't like it. She sounds like those moms who, like, they're, like, very obviously pregnant, and they're, like, drinking and smoking, and they're like, no, it won't affect my baby. Maybe it affects yours, but not mine. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot. Yes, I'm a firefighter. No, I'm not a man. Yes, I'm pregnant. No, I don't care if you don't like it. $2 from Type of Fray. World's first human slow cooker. Yeah, dude. Smoked baby. You're so dumb. Apparently her doctor has given her the all clear as long as she wears the right equipment. Well, I assume you're going to stop when you start like not being able to move because you're too like big. Hopefully. I'll stop when my body tells me to stop. Oh, so basically when the half-formed fetus falls out of you because you've gone too hard. You idiot. Well, whatever. Whatever. God damn it. Oh, yeah. Saudi Arabia has more women's rights than the West, says a Saudi princess. Well, I have a feeling if you're a princess, no matter where you are, you might feel that. $3 from John Slazowski. Back burning on the fire line for 20 hours sucks. Yeah, man. Thanks for the bucks. The West can learn a lot from Saudi Arabia when it comes to gender equality, as Saudi women enjoy more rights than their Western counterparts, a princess from the kingdom has claimed. Speaking at the World Tolerance Summit in Dubai on Wednesday, Princess Lamia bint Majid criticized portrayals of Saudi women in the Western media, saying they do not accurately reflect the situation. The West always thinks that women in my country are vulnerable and not being given rights. I remember being in a meeting in the UK recently where they were discussing the problem of unequal pay between men and women. I couldn't help but smile to myself. Men and women have equal pay in Saudi. If someone is earning even 1 riyal less than someone doing the same job, they can sue. That's the same as in the UK. You fucking thought. That's not the case in the West, but oh my god! $5. Free Hong Kong from DRT is king. The brave students have resorted to medieval weapons to defend their freedom. Malthusian ideas are pure cancer. Thanks for the 5. I agree, man. Islam is right about women. China is right about Dubai. China's right about Muslims. That's true, yeah. The princess, who is currently the head of the Alaweed Philanthropy charitable organization, added that feelings of superiority need to be changed. Everyone feels superior to each other. In Europe, they felt superior in political arenas, while we felt we were superior from a financial perspective. Everyone has been very stubborn to accept they can gain by learning from others and working together. Yeah, really. These women look like they have... Oh my god. This is just... It's maddening. Like, this... It's... Holy shit. Holy shit. I do know that the Saudi crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, is actually more of a moderate. And he's trying to modernize the country, and he's getting like fierce pushback from like the hardliners, but he actually wants it to be more liberal, I think. Well, Veraldo, Canada actually criticizes Saudi Arabia publicly, and we're the only ones to do it. And Saudi Arabia just shits on us because we're just fucking Canada, right? We're the hijab bigot. Vox seat for 5, thanks. Is it okay if I watch a bunch of memes of the half of one side is screaming, no, wahaha, no help, wahaha? I don't get it, but thanks for the 5. I don't understand what you're saying, though. Sorry. All right. Among those detained in a crackdown last year is Loujain al-Hathoul, who is currently on trial alongside 10 other female activists. Hathoul's family alleged the campaigner has faced torture and sexual harassment while in prison. The arrest of Hathoul and other prominent campaigners for Saudi women's right to drive came this week before the long-time ban on the practice was officially lifted. So yeah, hey, princess, maybe the privilege you experience is because you're a fucking princess, not because you're a woman. $2 from the Smoking Lounge. Hope my BC dollars work in Ontario. Thanks very much, my friend. BC's expensive, dude. And another 10 from Carlos. Another 10 Mexican. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. I'm going to take a quick break. I think I'm all out of coffee. Yeah. You hear that? Coffee's done. It's empty. There's the last drop. I am going to take a quick break, and I will return in a minute or two, okay? BRB. I'm back. How's it going, guys? Before we continue, I will empty void of Devo's mind as the sounds. Fuck off. Okay. Real quickly. One-time donations to support the channel at my PayPal. 4 monthly options for recurring subscriptions or Patreon subscribers to our YouTube membership and my Twitch sub at my gaming channel, Game Boomers. With Amazon Prime, that's free. $5 a month through any of those recurring options gets you into the $5 club for 1 month. And $100 gets you into the $5 club for life. $5 club includes community nights where I watch movies, talk with people. Also, it includes like gaming servers and stuff that I'm getting set up. So there's the shilling done. Hey, Archean, $2. Oh, yes. Also, I'm going to be going on Archean's show on the 30th. I forgot to mention that. He wants to interview me, so I think that's the situation, I think. So I'll be going on his stream on the 30th. That's the plan. Let's continue with the second half of the news, if you don't mind. Chicago gang leader accused of trying to help ISIS. Yeah. I didn't know that, like, black street gangs in the States were turning Islamic, but here we are. A purported street gang leader from suburban Chicago who became radicalized in prison faces federal charges accusing him of seeking to provide money to the Islamic State militants in Syria. Jason Brown, the 37-year-old leader of the AHK gang, could be heard on secret FBI recordings speaking admiringly about beheadings by the Islamic State. If someone insults the Prophet Muhammad, his head gotta go, he is cited as saying. Holy shit. Welcome aboard, Gregor. You missed about an hour so far of stuff. Jason Brown, who now goes by Abdul Jami, handed over $500 on 3 occasions this year to someone he believed would wire it to an Islamic State fighter. But the middleman was cooperating with the authorities, and the supposed militant was an undercover officer. He also wanted to go to ISIS territory. Man, yeah. Islam is spreading like a cancer throughout the world. Yep. It really is. It's nuts, man. Like, I made a comment on my video yesterday that the areas with geography that led to devolved political power. So, for example, Europe with its many rivers and lots of fertile land. You know, they were able to have feudalism where, like, local lords had direct authority, with the king only having some authority. And then, meanwhile, you have areas in the Middle East where it's lots of desert, and so living there required large-scale irrigation projects, and so that required a very centralized state, and that led to to dictatorships. It led to absolute monarchies. It led to theocracies. You know, very centralized forms of government. I think that's why a lot of these places come out with political and social philosophies that are all-encompassing. So Islam, for example, it's not just a belief system or a religion. It is a complete control over every aspect of life. It has like a political side to it. It has a social side to it. It has a religious side to it. It has a metaphysical side to it. And I think that's because the area that religion basically evolved from was an area that if you wanted to survive living there, you had to basically live in a highly centralized state. So if a culture values extreme centralization over devolved political power, you're going to get a religion like Islam, which is fundamentally incompatible with Western ideas of freedom and tolerance. So that's where we are. Low-key white supremacy. No! Because I'm talking about culture and geography. I'm not talking about race. Yeah, water mafia, basically. Yeah. Anyway. This environmental determinism is not very woke. My point is that Islam came out of an area of the world that by necessity had to be more centralized than Europe was. But unfortunately for them, that means that they're fundamentally incompatible with, basically the best philosophy humanity ever created, which was the philosophy of the sovereign individual. So, yeah. If people actually think that like taking in millions of Muslim immigrants isn't going to change the country's demographics over time, like you're so fucking stupid, dude. And like, of course, there are moderate Muslims who don't want to overthrow the political system, but I'm not talking about them. We need to keep our political systems intact. I don't care about race. Bring in as many brown liberals as you want. I don't give a shit. But we need to keep our political systems intact. And bringing in Islamists will not fit. Yeah, Korea and Japan fit Dev's description. That's why DRT is king. My logic was that if the EU is right and we're entering a world of empires, we should just create like the Anglosphere empire, where we have Australia, New Zealand, Canada, United States, the UK, and then we'll bring in Korea and Japan and Taiwan as like honorary Anglos. I'm okay with that. Let's see here. I missed that $10. $10 from Oxytropus. Thanks very much. I noticed your videos, the Quarterings, Gundams, and even some of Sargon starting having ads directed toward the sub-13 demographic. That is criteria the FTC and YouTube can judge you COPPA non-compliant. If the ads are from... that's interesting. That's interesting. It's possible. See, I don't worry about COPPA too much because they can't actually find me since I'm not in the States. YouTube forces me to check the checkbox, but I'm not under COPPA's control. And in fact, COPPA has written into it that people who are not American can't really be affected by it. I read the full act, so. Anyway, there's not really much more to say about this. Is there about this idiot? Not really, Okay, whatever. How Joker is the first R-rated film topping huge $1 billion box office. Yeah, man. After grossing $37 million internationally, and $14 million domestically at the weekend box office. Warner Brothers' supervillain origin tale Joker has amassed an impressive $934 million in global theatrical receipts. So, it is now inevitable. Joker will become the first R-rated film topping the huge $1 billion mark at the box office. And we did it without China. Fuck every company that's running over to China. Probably the worst country in the world right now. I would say worse than any of the Islamic ones. China's worse. Fuck China. I have a video in the works about China. And it is documenting everything that I can find in the past couple of years that China's done that's been evil. I've seen smuggled pictures out from their concentration camps, and there's just starving skeletal people. I've seen Hong Kong protesters get loaded onto trains that take them into mainland China and disappear. China is our generation's Nazi Germany, 100%. And companies doing business with them is like, Coca-Cola doing business in the Reich. It is that bad. This is not me, invoking ad Hitlerum, or what is it called, Godwin's Law or something. This is not me doing that. They are actually that bad. Actually as bad as they are. No, China's worse than the Islamic States. The Islamic States and China have equally bad morals, but China is so much more powerful. And they're so much more able to fuck with people than the Islamic States are, Islam might have sleeper cells in the West, but they don't have a economic hold over them because the oil trade is waning, frankly. China has a huge economic hold over the West. Far more strong than the Middle East. $5 Arctic of Fate. United Canadian American States. All non-communist Far East countries are welcome. Also, Poland and Hungary are welcome, but no Swedes. Fair enough. Well, Sweden's not even going to be a nation in the next 20 years, so fuck it. Let's continue with this. It's impressive because I just went on a China rant for no fucking reason. It's especially impressive that Joker will manage the $1 billion feat without releasing China. Ha! I just said that. making it the first release film since the 2008's The Dark Knight to do so. The total weekly tally for Joker over the past 7 days, meaning the above weekend figures plus the preceding weekday data, tops 70 million. Joker would have to drop 50% every week, starting immediately to fall below 1 billion. And since it dropped remarkably low, 24% in foreign markets, only 28% in North America this past week, there is no serious chance of Joker suddenly suffering 50% declines all of a sudden. Yes. Also, this is poorly written. There is no serious chance of Joker suddenly suffering 50% of declines all of a sudden. You shouldn't use sudden twice. God damn it, guys. Figure this out. You're fucking journalists. You know how to write. Figure it out. So anyway, this guy's talking about just the numbers of Joker, and there's not really much here, frankly. And no, Joker's not going to release in China. It's not. But good. Have you guys seen that there's like verifieds on Twitter, like verified retards on Twitter who are like censoring the word Joker because they just hate the fact that it's done so much better than all of their like really shitty SJW films? Yeah, the Islamic State couldn't man a division at one time. Yeah, they aren't the threat China is with 40 divisions. Yeah, exactly. The facts on a plate. Our population is at least 77 million. We're talking about the UK here, and this is kind of interesting. It is this statistic. This is from 2007. Like, this is an old article. But it's important to talk about. The population back in 2007 of the UK is presently somewhere between 77 and 80 million. The 2001 census was at 59 million. But apparently this person thinks it was a lie. And they think it was a lie because you ask supermarkets, right? And supermarkets, based on what people eat, one big supermarket chain reckons there are 80 million people living in the UK. And the demand for food is a reliable indicator. You can have all the money in the world, but you can only eat one lunch and one dinner. Hey Wes, how's it going? As it turns out, also there's somebody else who's also hit that join button up here. John, hey John, thanks for joining, my friends. Thanks for the $5. So point is, there's a situation in the UK right now where there's millions of undocumented, and the US, but where there's millions of undocumented people, and that's kind of skewing the demographics. And so people, like the census goes around and it's like 5 million people or 10 million people off. That's a serious problem. It's a really serious problem. The Office for National Statistics figures published that week predict a population of 75 million by 2051. But back in 2007, unofficially, you were already there. Yeah. 330 million plus or minus 10 to 15 million with illegals. Yeah, exactly. Right. I haven't had any food on stream today, no. So yeah, it's a problem, man. It's a serious problem. Let's talk about Naomi Wu. Do you guys recall last year I did a video on Naomi Wu's situation because Sarah Zhang essentially sold her up the river? Naomi Wu is a tech person living in China. Back then, she said that she was living an unorthodox relationship situation that China's government would look down upon if it became public. And so, when the journalists, was it Vice or something, went over there. They went over there. And hold on. Japan, South Korea, and it's not because of Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan have interesting shit that they should be honorary Anglos. It's because their cultures, despite not being based in the West, are uniquely adaptable and are able to actually be democratic and individualist, even though they're not from that school. So we should preserve them, frankly. But anyway, okay. So Naomi Wu, I did a video last year talking about how talking about how she was basically sold up the creek without a paddle by Sarah Jeong, and I think it wasn't the New York Times. I think she was working for Vice at the time or something. It was Vice? Okay, yeah. So Vice wanted to do a report on her because she is a beautiful woman who makes her own stuff. Like, she welds and stuff, and I've seen her videos of her welding, and she invents things, you know. And there's like, you know, girl power, feminism, but then like they included a bunch of stuff that they really shouldn't have included because it referred to her private sexual life. And Naomi Wu would not at that time talk about what that was because it would get her in a lot of real life trouble with the Chinese authorities. Now, because they're fucking Vice, they didn't care. So they just, once they were safe back in the United States, they published that shit and then actually put her in jeopardy. Well, for some reason, a year later, Naomi Wu has decided to come out and actually talk about what had happened. No, D Lunar Fox, the Patreon, the Discord is free for anyone to join, and I've posted it publicly many times. It's easy to find. It just to join the $5 club, you have to either have Patreon, subscribe, star, whatever it is. $5. What are girls like in Toronto? You have to apologize if you get their number. Well, I don't go to Toronto anymore, but probably, frankly. So here, let's continue. I'm Naomi Wu, etc., etc. She's done other articles. So, the problems with Vice have repeatedly placed her and other at-risk sources in harm's way when it was simply not necessary. Should I do a Let's Play of the Resident Evil 2 remake game? You know, I've been thinking about it, actually. Even I know it's old now, but maybe when it goes on sale, I'll pick it up. And I can do it on Game Boomers if you like, Omega. So yeah, in my video, I had assumed, based on the things she had said, that she was a lesbian. And she couldn't confirm or deny publicly because she was in problems with the police, the Chinese government. And well, as you can see by this picture, yeah, she was picked up for being a deviant, a sexual deviant, as it turns out, because China doesn't like that shit. And then if you keep going, yeah, this is one of her tweets. Western feminists. Men deny something can exist because they haven't seen or experienced it. Also Western feminists. Despite the mountain of evidence presented, I'm skeptical of Naomi's dilemma because I can't experience it and her very existence because of her tits. Yeah. Western feminists are fucking terrible, dude. Alright, so, in any case, let's keep going. I want to show you basically what... Because she eventually came out. She eventually came out and told everyone that she was in fact a lesbian. And yeah, she was picked up by the police for it. She was released from custody, but she's still in some trouble. I hope she gets out of there. Like, I hope, like, you know, Canada does take refugees for people who are prosecuted for being LGBT in other countries. Naomi can always come over here. $5 from Wes, giving my usual tith, brother. You don't have to, man, but thank you very much. I would hang out, but I'm playing the new Terminator game on Steam. Great chase of Elvis. It is good. Later. See you later, man. Have fun. So yeah, she does shit like this. And she would often dog whistle to the LGBT crowd in the West by wearing, you know, tank tops with, like, rainbow stripes and that, right? Yeah. Sarah Jeong gets lesbians killed. Pass it on. Exactly. Fucking disgusting. Yep. In China, about half of the Chinese women in my position are married. However novel it is for Westerners within their culture, this is how things are done. It does not mean those arrangements can withstand appropriate scrutiny against prior written agreement. So yeah, she's married to a man who's probably gay, and they both have their partners. And that's how it was in the West in like a couple hundred years ago, you know? Let's bring Naomi and her lover over to the US or Canada. So yeah, here she is with her girlfriend who is quite butch. You know, that's them on Instagram. They finally decided to be public about their relationship. And then, of course, you get people like this. Okay, posted on Twitter by Lorenzo, one of the Vice magazine staffers who participated in the campaign to deplatform and defund me in retribution for resisting the breach of our written agreement not to discuss my relationships or my sexual orientation. All lesbian couples I saw in my life, 2 ugly girls, one of them looks like a guy. Obvious question, why not be heterosexual then? Wow. These are progressives. These are the LGBT ones, all right? These are the ones who talk about being fucking woke. They're worse than average people when the chips are down and they're dealing with somebody who's a lesbian or who's LGBT but is politically against them. They completely revert to like bigoted conservatism. It's fucking disgusting. Big titty GF with tomboy GF. Yeah, basically. Yeah, Vice is absolute fucking garbage. Wow. Like, I can't believe I actually have to kind of parrot progressive talking points, but we're at that point. We're at that point, dude. Like, this is something that I would expect, you know, a Christian conservative to say 20 years ago. But now it's a progressive saying it now. Like, the fuck, dude? Yeah. Do you want to see a towering pillar of intolerance? The Western LGBT culture. I bet you didn't know there was a wrong way to be gay. We'll go into a bar with enough Western gay ladies, and they will let you know on no uncertain terms what they think of you. Jesus fucking. Gay dudes with absolutely enormous muscles, hairy bodies, huge beards, work clothes, cartoon masculinity, Tom of Finland on the wall. Oh yeah, makes complete sense. High femme D's, same exact bit, just ultra feminine, so problematic, male gaze, internalized misogyny. Yep. The progressives, especially the ones that like proudly wave that rainbow flag, they don't actually give a shit anymore. They don't. They just use it to look good. They don't actually care. If a gay person gets arrested by the police for being gay in an authoritarian country, they don't give a fuck because they got to make their money over on Vice. Like, fuck me, dude. It's disgusting. Anyway. She likes to write quite a bit in her articles, Naomi Wu. Like, her articles are super long. I've read a few of them before. I assume it's because like Chinese is so much more compact a language, so when they're translated, it's a bit different. But also, her channel's really fun. I recommend you guys go look her up and watch her. You know, boobs aside, she's actually quite skilled at what she does. So I'd recommend going to watch her. Naomi's red-pilled, and yet Naomi considers herself to be like a traditional feminist, you know, like a choice feminist. Yeah, sure. Here, I'll post the article in the chat room. Here you go, Silva. Yeah, Naomi considers herself to be a choice feminist in that, you know, complete equality for women, let women do whatever the fuck they want, but let them also be responsible for their lives. You know, like the traditional feminism, and which is why she's come into such conflict with Western feminists. Wait. Go and watch the fun-loving Devo play the amazing Resident Evil 2 remake, but have to watch it on Game Boomers and make Scrump a little down. That's the question. Sorry, Scrump. Resident Evil 2 wins this. Haha. Hey, listen, I think Omega, just to talk about Scrump for a minute, I think if Game Boomers became independently successful, and I got I have 480 people watching right now. If Game Boomers had 480 people as well, I think Scrump would be happy. But Scrump's definitely the kind where if an enterprise is just getting off the ground, Scrump sees it as okay, well, obviously no one's watching this, so don't do it. Obviously it's not working out, so you should probably just stop it. There's no actual start time for him, you know? So I don't I don't hate him or anything. Just we have a difference of opinion on it, you know? For me, it's worth doing even if it's not successful. I just enjoy it. Let's continue. Disney Plus warns users of outdated cultural depictions in old movies. Films like Dumbo, Lady and the Tramp, and The Jungle Book include the disclaimers. So there's trigger warnings, I guess, you know. You go and you watch an old movie where there might be a racist cultural depiction that was okay back then, but it's racist now. They'll give you a trigger warning. Times have changed over the span of Disney's decades of dominance in entertainment. And see you later, sanitary cockroach, have fun. And with the launch of Disney Plus, the company is finding it must contend with not so pretty elements of its past. A plot description of Dumbo, for example, ends with, "This program is presented as originally created. It may contain outdated cultural depictions." Ooh, there it is. You see it? Outdated cultural depictions, dude. A handful of older Disney films have been criticized for incorporating racist stereotypes with characters like King Louie in The Jungle Book and the Siamese Cats in Lady and the Tramp. It was reported by some outlets that the studio would cut some controversial scenes, such as one from Dumbo featuring a crow named Jim Crow. But other outlets have said the scene hasn't been removed. Disney also reinvented the Siamese Cat song from the original Lady and the Tramp from the company's live-action remake. Of course, Disney did not respond for a request to comment, because Disney will never, ever, ever actually comment on this bullshit. Additionally, also, this is like a fucking 200-word like a 100-word article. Okay. Sure. Thanks, Abrar Al-Hiti. I'm sure that you're really earning your pay. Jesus fucking... Okay, whatever. Anyway. I have heard that Disney Plus has other problems right now. For example, like, if you go and watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus, they cropped it and made it fit 16:9, and they cut out like a whole bunch of the top and the bottom of the screen, making it so that a bunch of like interesting jokes are cut out. Like there was that one joke in the beer factory where it shows the 3 different types of beer all come out of the same spout, and it was like a visual gag that was cut out in Disney Plus because they cropped they cropped the video. Honestly, just fucking pirate at this point. If there's anything on Disney Plus you want to watch, just pirate. Do not give them a goddamn cent. Arctic of Fate, $2. Scrump Start is the base of the Fem Venus. Thanks, man. I appreciate the $2. Russell Patton, $2. You still working on the Minecraft server? Yes. However, I lost my map. I was working on like a decent map to start for everyone to like start in, like a little spawn area. Working on it for a few months, then I lost it. I accidentally deleted the map because I'm an idiot. So I'm just gonna put up a server with a temp map. I think that'll come in the next couple weeks though. What you stand to lose by not having sex with people with HIV? Well, I stand. If I have sex with them, I stand to lose my fucking life. Jesus fucking. Can we not push this? Like, I understand, but can we not push just, stick your dick into something diseased? All right. Imagine a couple. Let's call them Todd and Carl. They love one another like crazy and continue to be amazed at how much they have in common. They work out together at the same gym, enjoy watching the same nerdy sci-fi and fantasy, and share a love for Japanese and Korean food. So they're just hipsters. Okay. They seemed to effortlessly merge their groups of friends when they got together and share the same values when it comes to working hard and building their careers. Although neither has popped the question yet, they're likely heading towards marriage somewhere down the line. They love, trust, and support each other. Oh, and the sex? The sex is mind-blowing. It helps that Todd's around 20% top and 80% bottom, and Carl's the opposite. They just click. They make that ridiculously cute couple that others envy. Sounds good, right? Except it never happened. Despite both catching each other's attention on an app, Todd and Carl never went on the first date. They never made it to the bedroom stage, let alone realize that they both shared a dream of adopting a kid and trekking across South America one day. You gonna go to Bolivia? See, Todd stated on his profile that he's HIV positive, and when he messaged Carl, he wasn't rude, but he simply responded, "Sorry, not quite what I'm looking for." Thanks for the $2, Furious Dan. Listen, you fucking, listen, you fucking, you pablum suckers, okay? Some things are a deal breaker, Maybe if you didn't have that one quality, you'd be a perfect couple, but you still have the one quality. The quality doesn't fucking arbitrarily go away just because you think of a better world, all right? It's like, oh, imagine a couple. They're called Todd and Carl. They would have been perfect together, but one of them was straight. You know what? It's a deal breaker. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you imagine. And with that, a relationship that it would have changed both of their lives disappeared into the ether. Well, you know what? Their lives would have disappeared into the fucking ether if they had gone through with it, you moron. A few weeks ago, I wrote a story about an HIV-positive man who finds himself often, sometimes rudely, rejected on apps. Some of those who commented on the article appeared to feel attacked by the piece. It is insane to shame people for attempting to protect their own health. It is. I don't want to have sex with somebody who has an STD. That's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. Everyone has the absolute right to make whatever decisions they want about their own sex life. Period. Full stop. No qualifiers. That's consent. Okay. If someone is HIV positive, knows their status, is on effective medication, has consistently had an undetectable viral load, they cannot pass on the virus. Yeah, well, you know what? It's no longer a felony to do so in California. So even if they did just decide to fuck with you, you're like... This is so stupid. I'm so done. I don't... Very clearly, people with HIV or AIDS or other STDs need to be treated like human beings. But I am done with the STD advocacy group, all right? Because this is not like discrimination against black people or against gay people or against women or even against the disabled. It's not the same thing. Because you can actually fuck other people up. Catch the AIDS, eat the bugs, live in the pod. Yeah, fuck the bugs. Live in your van. Become a gender-free, interchangeable economic unit. Voxy just got his first snowfall for $2. Enjoy, man. I've had snow for like 3 weeks now, or 4 weeks, and I'm kind of done with it already. But I have it like... dude, there's like 4 more months of snow here. Have sex with the Trump supporter, libtard, or you're a bigot. $5 from Zerindu, thank you. I, too, love losing my life to easily preventable diseases. This is outrageous. This is how pandemics happen. Yeah, exactly. Like, just because my genitals are green and purple doesn't mean you shouldn't suck on them, bigot. Just because I've become so necrotic you can't actually tell from looking at my genitals what gender I am. But doesn't matter. You should lick them, bigot. You should jump right on that shit. Oh, God. Do we want to keep going with this? My perfect man doesn't have HIV. Well, I hope you're not too old before you realize nobody's perfect. This is not like somebody who snores, man. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, fair enough. You know, you compromise a little bit when you enter into a relationship. But there's something called a hard fucking limit. Okay. The Mandalorian. Deborah Chow reveals the inspiration for the Baby Yoda rescue. Spoilers, we're talking about The Mandalorian. Mandalorian is a Star Wars show on Disney Plus that Dave actually says is good, even though Star Wars really sucks. Swallow the pus, bigot. Jesus. Okay, The Mandalorian. As it turns out, people say that the show is actually good. See, there he is. Have fun. People say the show is good. And apparently, a recent episode was directed by Deborah Chow. And SJWs, believe it or not, they don't like Deborah Chow as a powerful, independent female director in Hollywood. She was in Hong Kong cinema first, and now she's in Hollywood. But they don't like her. Let's see why. All right. Deborah Chow has directed episodes of Mr. Robot, The Man in High Castle, Jessica Jones, Reign, and Better Call Saul, so she knows the demands and expectations of devoted fans. But she wasn't prepared for, let's say, force of the reaction to her work on The Mandalorian. Chow directed episode 3, titled The Sin, and its explosive finale, which featured a group of hovering Mandalorian protectors in a shootout with a gang of bloodthirsty bounty hunters, while the hero flees with a newly rescued Baby Yoda. So some people really liked her direction of that, but some people didn't, and I want to see if I can find out why. I know why, but I want to see if the quotes are here. Chow said the episode takes a lot of inspiration from 1961's Yojimbo, Akira Kurosawa's classic about a nameless Ronin who finds himself in time played by competing crime lords. My dad was Chinese and he was a huge movie fan, so when I grew up he was watching Hong Kong action films, so it kind of gets that reference. I tried to bring out a little hard boiled with a baby. It was kind of an amazing thing because it was coming back to classic cinema and filmmaking. So she's somebody who understands film. She's not just like a token hire. She knows film history and she knows about movies. So, very good. First woman in space. Chow's work on The Mandalorian makes her the first woman and the first filmmaker of Asian heritage to direct a live-action Star Wars story. Even when I got this job, it didn't cross my mind. I don't know what fairyland I was in to not think this was significant. But I went through prep and it didn't occur to me until someone said it on one of the first days of shooting. It didn't occur to me that I was the first one to leap. I want it to be about the work. I want to be a good director, not a good female director, not a good Asian director. Yeah. She does say she wants to see more women directors and wants to see more directors of color, fair enough. But for her herself, she just wants to be she wants it to be about her quality. And that's actually admirable. And this is why there's actually been like a radical, very vocal minority of people on the Twitters who are saying that she doesn't understand what's going on here because she's the first Asian and she's the first female to direct something in Star Wars. Something that is related to Star Wars. And they're like, how could you not want to be like an animus of your gender and race? And it's like, because I want to be a director, not your political fucking pawn, So props to her. Yeah. Now, yeah, so there's a little green baby Yoda in the thing. I don't think it's here. But basically the show features like, it's not Yoda himself. It's a member of his species and it's like a tiny one. But yeah, the episode apparently is very good. I haven't seen The Mandalorian. I'm certainly not going to buy Disney Plus for it. I'll pirate it, but we'll see. Yeah. She doesn't understand, says Fukant. Yeah, I know she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand that she's actually a person and not just a representative of people that look like her. So there are some progressives that are a bit pissed. Oh, yeah. This one is no longer available. Shit. Maybe I can find it on archive. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. Here we go. I got it. Written by our friend Sarah Jong. She was fired, by the way, from the New York Times. But before she was fired from the New York Times, strike all you want. Uber won't pay a living wage. This is an article I actually wanted to use in my my universal basic income video, but there's no real good way to fit it in. 10 years after its founding, the ride-hailing giant Uber is finally a publicly traded company. But on the first day of trading, its stock price took a hit. There's a good reason for the company's lackluster initial public offering. There is no future for Uber as we know it, and no one knows if the company will ever make the leap to a profitable business model. That's a mild concern for investors who are choosing to either bet big or cash out quickly. The consequences are staggering for its drivers and the public at large. Drivers led a strike against Uber in cities around the world in advance of the IPO, protesting the unfairness of their working conditions as investors prepare to get rich. Both Uber and Lyft are offering bonuses to some of its drivers to buy stock, but the bonuses are small unless you're one of a dedicated handful who've completed thousands or tens of thousands of rides. The problem for Uber and everyone else is that the very business model excludes a future of fair labor practices. The Uber strikers have legitimate grievances. According to one study conducted in New York City, about half of ride-hailing drivers are supporting families with children, yet their earnings are so meager that 40% of all drivers qualify for Medicaid and another 18% qualify for food stamps. Underpaying drivers also hasn't led to profitability for the companies that employ them. Year after year, both Uber and Lyft, Uber's closest competitor, have lost money. Floated by a raft of venture capital, they have undercut the taxi industry and in some places even public transit. Now that Uber is public, fares will probably go up, but the pursuit of profits to satisfy stockholders will not create better working conditions. Yeah, so basically, the business of Uber is not a profitable model. They don't make enough money. Meanwhile, even as they don't make enough money, their drivers get paid shit. So this is like this is the ultimate problem of the universal basic income and the automation problem. The choice is between underpaying drivers and replacing them with robots. So like the radical left has a point. If your CEO is raking in millions and millions and millions of dollars, and your workers get paid enough that they might as well not be getting paid at all, and yet your company still isn't profitable, maybe it's time for the CEO to take a pay cut. Not for any moralistic reasons. I'm not making that argument. I don't believe that making money is inherently immoral, but maybe just for the solvency of your own fucking company, you take a pay cut. Maybe because you want your business to actually last 50 years and not 5, you take a pay cut. All right. At the same time, well, apparently they're actually getting less than a taxi driver's wage. Einhorn. All right. But at the same time, there is still the argument of, as you're all saying in the chat room right now, if you don't like Uber's pay, go work somewhere else. Yeah. And you know what? Self-driving cars are going to completely destroy this. There will be a day where self-driving cars will be good enough that you can like call an Uber to your house, it'll drive itself, and you hop in and you go. So, yeah, if the company fails, then it fails, yes. But, like, it should be in a CEO's best interest, if they're a good CEO, that their company does not fail. Now, you get a lot of, rat fuck CEOs who just make money, cash out, and destroy it, and their company, like, lasts only a couple of years. I think that's what DLive's going to be. My opinion on DLive has not changed. They're a company that basically they're looking to drum up a whole bunch of good press so that someone buys them and then they basically just leave and take their money, and then like the person left holding the bag gets fucked. That's their long-term strategy. Their long-term strategy isn't to be a successful business. Their long-term strategy is to blow a giant balloon, tell people it's filled with gold, and then run. But if you're actually somebody who wants a successful, stable, long-term company, you can't do that, and that's what Uber's doing. So, like, honestly, if these stats are true, the Uber CEO is making $43 million as his company is not profitable. Do not count on Uber to be your long-term job. Leave, cash out, get the fuck out. All right. Here's the final article that I have for today. Google is selling gender-neutral controllers to appeal to women. Google hopes to get a competitive edge in the gaming industry by appealing to women with its new game service Stadia. I'm pretty sure all controllers are gender-neutral, aren't they? Like, I guess Nintendo made some of those Princess Peach controllers where they're like white and pink, and the buttons are all like white and pink. It's like, okay, they make like they made pink DSs, they made pink Wii remotes, but for the most part, controller's a controller. I don't know what makes them masculine or feminine. They're just kind of there. Like, maybe you could claim that, like, the camouflage patterned PS4 controller is masculine. The pink PS4 controller is feminine. But it's just color swap. The controller is the same. All the GameCube controllers were gender neutral. All the Xbox, all the PlayStation. That's just how they are, man. Like, what the fuck makes it gender neutral? Some of our historical competitors in the console space have been a bit more masculine and a bit more mechanical in their approach. In designing new hardware, Google is trying to go gender neutral by selling controllers in 3 colors: white, black, or wasabi green. So it's the same fucking thing! Oh my god. Which comes in color... CNN notes that the strategy is different compared to other gaming services like Microsoft Xbox controller, which comes in colors like electric blue or fire truck red. But Google isn't the first case. Nintendo made the Switch Lite in bright colors to appeal. Nintendo previously made Switch Lite in bright colors to appeal to all genders. They made it turquoise and yellow. No. They did that to make it appeal to fucking hipsters. Hipsters and bing wahooists. In a behind-the-scenes video, Google industrial designer Jason Pai said the controllers will also be designed specifically, especially for large and small hands, so it's super usable for large amount of gamers that aren't always appreciated. Well, to be fair, the original Xbox controller was fucking massive, and I was happy that when they made a smaller one. Like, I understand that. But, yeah, guys, Google Stadia is a disaster. It has, like, 12 games, and it fucking sucks. And this... Like, nothing in this article says what the gender-neutral controller is. It literally just looks like a fucking controller. Yeah, this article is an ad pretending to be woke. There's nothing to it. Yes. What did I click on accidentally? Go away. All right, chums. That seems to be it for today, at least in terms of the news. I plan to stream tonight on Game Boomers, if you want to watch it. Twitch.tv/GameBoomers. I will, in fact, type it. It'll be Death Stranding tonight over on Game Boomers. Tomorrow night will be a Sega Saturn game that someone has paid us to play. Tuesday will be Catherine Full Body. Wednesday will be Jedi Fallen Order. Those are the plans that I have for my streams. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend Google Stadia money. Like I was planning to like review it, but fuck that. So that's the plan. Vampire is still on Wednesday, as far as I know. I might be doing some interviews of some interesting people tomorrow. If those interviews don't happen, the Blizzard video will come out instead. One last time, if you feel like supporting the channel, you like my work, my videos, my streams, whatever it is that you like, one-time donation over at PayPal, monthly options, Patreon subscribe star, YouTube membership, and my Twitch sub over on my gaming channel, Game Boomers, with Amazon Prime. That last one's free. $5 a month gets you entry into the $5 club for as many months as you do it. $100 lump sum gets you entry into the $5 club forever, until you die or until I die, whichever one it is. $5 club includes some gaming servers I'm going to be getting up in the coming weeks, as well as first pick to play multiplayer games with me on Game Boomers, as well as community nights. That's the situation. Oh, hey, 404, I'm about to end the stream. But am I recommended? Am I being recommended? That's excellent. Yeah. So that's the end. No apples. I am streaming on Game Boomers tonight over on Twitch. You will see me there, for sure. But that is the end of the news. That is the end of my. That is the end of all the community happenings that I want to tell you about. So swing by in about. Let's see. Swing by in about 6.5 hours. At Game Boomers. I'll be back tomorrow with my my interviews of those people that I talked about, and or the Blizzard expose video. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for appearing. I guess thanks for being recommended, YouTube. And I have no idea who you are, 404 Studios, but that verified check looks real cool. I'll have to actually go see what your channel's all about. I can't even click on you though. God damn it. Anyway. So swing by. I'll have either those videos or the Blizzard expose up tomorrow. I'm going to get out of here. Oh, final $2 from DRT is King. Thank you. The Xbox controller was great. The Duke rules. I don't know, man. I prefer the 360 controller personally. Oh, time zone. Sorry. EST. My streams happen every night at 7 p.m. EST. So that's like midnight Britain time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's the plan. Okay, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Have a good day.